A unique aspect of Connect 17 is its focus on women in technology and women engaged in science, math, computers, and high-tech startups. Despite what you hear about things in Silicon Valley, Pasadena and the San Gabriel Valley welcome women in technology.
Rails Girls is a worldwide organization that encourages women to get involved in tech. And so we run a workshop once or twice a year in Los Angeles, and we have about 35 students and 17 coaches. And so we have 50 people working together to build apps and kind of can start their launch into learning technology. Rails is from Ruby on Rails. Ruby is a language. Ruby on Rails is a framework. There's a huge tech initiative here with Innovate Pasadena has started. They've been doing for the past 4 years, and they've really lured a lot of really interesting tech companies to come into Pasadena. I got into programming through a workshop just like this called Rails Bridge, and because of the encouragement and the mentoring that you find here, it really spurred my learning to the point where I can now work as a programmer.
Rails Girls is definitely a great place for a new beginner, someone who doesn't know anything about technology. You come in, they give you all of the tips from the beginning. There's a little bit of a learning curve. Some people are more ahead than others, but it's such a great community because even the people who know a lot more are so patient and are willing to share what they know. We are excited to hire women engineers in our force ourselves. We're really excited about making sure that there's a lot of diversity in technology, especially at Spokio. We support programs like Rails Girls. This is an event that we've done for 3 years now that we've hosted here at Spokio, and we're excited to do it.
I'm from the Bay Area, so I've always been around, engineers and stuff, and I was always really intrigued by what they do, so I finally decided to just get into it and start learning myself. And Ruby, I hear, is a great language, so I saw this meetup workshop and I decided to jump in. I feel like tech is something that everyone can learn, something that could facilitate a life change kind of moment for these women and help them in ways they can't even imagine yet.
I'm involved really in the tech community, so there's a lot of meetups that I go to, and then I found the Ruby on Rails and thought it was really interesting. Plus it's all girls, since usually tech is 99% guys, so I'm always trying to learn new languages. So now I'm trying to learn Ruby, so instead of outsourcing, I'm able to do it myself.
I've been in this field for 20 years, and it's been a difficult journey. Some of it has been times where I felt unwelcome, but because it's something that I love, I stuck with it. And so one reason why I'm here today is because I want to encourage women to come on and join me in this field. I started 20 years ago, not as a young lady. It was a second career for me. And so I want to encourage all women at all ages that if this is something that you're passionate about, you're interested in, I'm here to help. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't pursue it. If you love it, dig in, learn it. You're going to, hit your head up against the wall, but don't give up. And I hope that a lot of people will start turning up to events like this.
Today, we're participating in Connect Week for Pasadena in collaboration with Innovate Pasadena. STEAM Coders is a nonprofit that teaches middle school and high school kids computer science concepts and fundamentals. And today is 3D modeling. We've used it before with our robotics program. What we use it for is to actually print the actual robots. So we have the kids model either on the computer or actually draw it to design the kind of robot they want. And then based on the drawing, we're able to print it and then bring it back so they can assemble it for their Arduino robotics class. We wanted to focus on young girls, get them more interested and inspired in the fundamentals of coding, robotics, cybersecurity, all of the elements of science so that they can better participate.
I went to a place called UCO down in La Cañada, and that's the first time I started. So I coded a bunch of games, which I later on played, like Flappy Bird and a game that did my homework for me.
In school, I did a summer program my mom signed me up for, and it was basically we code robots made out of Legos, and then we get them to move around and do stuff. I have friends who code, and I was going to have a friend who came to the class with me, but she got sick, but clearly I made a friend.
That likes coding.
Yes.
We're here at the Supply Frame Design Lab, and this is the Pasadena 3D printing meetup, and we had some talks here about different 3D printer designs from companies that got started in Pasadena. When I was a young engineer, my class at MIT was about 11% women, and I really look forward to there being more. All of us really want to let women know that there are a lot of us out here that have been successful in it, and it goes up and goes down like anything in life, but I'd really like to see a lot more girls do this. This is a cool thing to do. People say you should tell them they're not geeks, but if you are a geek, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you should go for it, and you should learn what you really love doing.
Say you want to produce only 100 of something. It makes more sense to 3D print at that scale. And 3D printing allows you to print 100 of something with half your machines and 100 of something else with the other half. And that turnaround time is much faster. 3D printing turns that all into a software problem. So you can be printing one thing one day, another thing the next day, and you can even be printing each one customized to the intended recipient.
I think the way to get more women into tech, it really comes down to accessibility and visibility. So it's really great what Innovate Pasadena is doing, having female lecturers and workshop leaders and things like that, and really highlighting that as part of their curriculum for Connect Week. We try to do similar intentional events directed towards women. We've worked with TEDx times Pasadena Women to bring more females into the space, get them comfortable in the environment and the tools and things they'll be working with. And I think that's really what it comes down to, leading by example and showing that it's a welcoming environment and culture, and there's nothing to be afraid of.